Hi everyone, welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. They can't hear the cool audio for the intro, but I can. And really, that's what's important. It's a stylophone, Miguel. I know you can't hear it, but it's a stylophone. You can only imagine. It's kind of like a kazoo for those that are on the audio channels. But I was obsessed with this when I found it and went down a bunny hole of stylophone videos, which is just crazy, but I digress. Enough about my week and watching crazy YouTube videos. Let's talk boxing, because that's what this show's about. Go to BoxingTonightio, the home of Fight Net Radio. There you can find multiple platforms. More importantly, you can find our news aggregate. What makes our news aggregate different than everybody else? Well, if you click on one of these stories, they're not from boxing websites. They're from actual newspapers. That's right, I said it. Boxing in real newspapers. And this is an aggregate by real writers. What, you say? Boxing reporters are real writers? I hear you. They're really not. They're really not. Let's turn to two of them, shall we? Let's start with Andrew Labouche. Hey, Andrew, you're a boxing writer. Is that a real thing still?
No. What are you describing there, Lee? What's on that website?
Okay, so our news feed is one of a kind. I wanted something that nobody had. It. So Boxing Tonight, when you go to the website and click on a story, this is a news story from like the Step Out Buffalo or the Philadelphia Inquirer. It's not an aggregate.
But it's still about boxing.
It's just about boxing from everything
awesome.
but
All
boxing scene, fight news, ESPN. I literally built, this is so diabolical on my part. I literally made either I'm a genius or I'm a monster, right?
Or you got one of those problems. Yeah. Or
right?
all your cans are.
So I created a news feed of boxing stories that have nothing to do with mainstream boxing. So if you're wondering, hey, does boxing ever appear in, say, the Philadelphia Inquirer? Why, indeed it does. And I've compiled every single website that isn't boxing scene, fight news, ESPN. It's kind of douchey on my part, I admit it, now that I'm kind of saying it out loud. But from a coding standpoint, this is brilliant. This is literally the most uninfluenced boxing site ever created. You know why? None of these people talk about boxing for a living. None of them. They cover hockey. They cover baseball. It's fantastic. I mean, in fact, here's Halle Berry discussing MMA. Halle Berry, who gives a fuck what she thinks? But somebody wrote an article about it on awfulannouncing.com, and I've got it on our site.
That's
making
cool.
Boxing Tonight the most unique news source in all of boxing. Did I win? Is there a prize?
Yeah,
Is there a weapon?
I like it. Yes, sir.
It's very us. It's
Yeah.
It's very us. I would pull stories from here, but you guys would think that I'm making them up, starting with Halle Berry discusses MMA. I mean, come on. That's just phenomenal. I turn to you, Miguel. Are you impressed with my insanity?
Yes, impressed / scared, kind of.
It's cool,
like,
right?
it's
in a
a
very
little...
odd way. This is
Yes.
like a purple T-bird, right? With like white walls. It's
Right.
It's got like one owner appeal, or that of where I grew up, East LA. And shitty former MMA owners, jiu-jitsu owners. Oh,
There you go. Jiu-jitsu.
gee, did I get a 2-year-old dig? That's a callback. Hi, everyone. This show's about boxing. My name's Lee Honish. I've been doing this since 2006 with a little handheld recorder. Yeah, that's how long I've been doing it. The guy next, Andrew Labouche, he's been doing it since about 2006 or 7. A few months after I was using a handheld recorder, and some crazy asshole put me on the radio. That was a whole fiasco. How was that period, Andrew? The radio run before we were run out of radio.
It's all been good, Lee.
It's
all
fun,
been
right?
good. One wild roller coaster. Never know what to expect.
Oh, don't you worry. I try to top it each week. We have loyal fans, and if you're
Lee,
yeah,
I mean, Miguel, there were the days of just the hang up where I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, the fuck is he doing? And I would hang up on show, live on show.
during the show. Which leads to the ultimate setup of that particular joke. For those of you wondering, I called him back and recorded one, and then used that as a podcast.
Oh, damn.
So douchey. So douchey. It's been it's been a decade of doing it, and Andrew still doesn't know what his daughter's theme is for Color Guard this year. And for those of you going, Lee, do you know your daughter's? I do. It's all the glitters. I think it's about Hollywood, or it's about fame, or it's about me. I don't know. But you know what? I know the name of it. Andrew doesn't even know the name of his daughters, and last week was the final competition, and I guarantee he still doesn't know the title of his daughter's presentation. Watch. That's why he's laughing.
Shut up, Lee.
Yeah, way to put him on blast.
I'm trying
By
to
the way,
think
the
of the
season ended
routine to
last
see
week,
if I
Andrew.
can make up some shit. Damn it.
Did you? You could have said anything. Fat shaming. It was on fat shaming this year. Nobody would know, Andrew, except your family who listens to the show, and they'd call you out on that bullshit. And then there's Miguel. Miguel. Poor guy who got sucked into watching me interview Robert Hellenius and went, I got to see what these guys are all about. And now he's stuck in the honey pot. And let's face reality. Being in boxing limbo, which is what you were, Miguel, isn't our boxing limbo just a little more entertaining?
It's substantially much more entertaining. It's stuck in this web. I can't complain.
At least you have an excuse for why nobody listens to us.
Yeah, I guess a more legitimate excuse there, yes.
Sadly, everybody knows who we are, and if you know who you are, I didn't put any of your articles on BoxingTonightio. Fuck y'all. This show is about boxing. We are trying to make it a little more wide open to the mainstream fans. We hope you enjoy the new website. We got lots of press releases out and lots of new listeners and a lot of people signing up, and we appreciate that. I'm trying to be more mainstream. So for the next hour, the three of us are just going to talk over ourselves and yell curse words about a boxer. Sign up at iTunes at The Boxing Show. See? Shout out to the guys at The Boxing Show. I actually like them and they like me. So if I can't make fun of the guys that are at the top, what fun is it? All right, we've had enough fun at the beginning of the show. Go to BoxingTonight.io. We are going to talk boxing. Here's how the show works. We rewind the clock to a week ago. This week, the entire show was written by Miguel. And you want to follow him at Fight Fiend Migs. There is some really seriously racial shit that he wants me to say in today's show. Have you ever seen that the Colin Jost and Michael Che bit where they reverse roles and write jokes for each other? It's just like that. Andrew and Miguel do it to me each week, and they go, I bet he won't say this shit about a Puerto Rican fighter. It's those two fucking racists. What do you want me to say about it? Moving forward, let's talk about a week ago and rewind the clock and see who the first story is from 1 week ago. Let's pick up where we left off. Anthony Dorell, you remember him. He magically had a fight, even though we thought he was out of boxing, and now has laid down an ultimatum after his last fight, and this is a good one. If I don't fight Canelo, I'm going to retire. I'm getting too old for this. I don't need to read the story here, Andrew.
Yeah. Yes.
Who the fuck cares?
Hey, exactly. I wish they would have someone would have had a video on when he calls Al Heyman and tells him that, and just see Al Heyman just hang up the phone, not even say a word back, just bam. What do you say? Bam, done. Next, come on in. Go ahead, retire, dude. Nobody cares. Go ahead,
I
Miguel.
want it to be like the Avengers movie, right, where he just puts him on hold. Al Heyman just keeps putting Anthony. No, Anthony, hold on. Hold on. You're just gonna put me on hold, Al. You got to hear me out. No. Just a minute. I got to drop the other line. It's Mauricio Suleiman. He wants to make another belt for another fight. Hold on, man. Hold on. And then he just leaves him on hold for 20 minutes. He's that guy that stays on hold no matter what, right? You go back at 6 o'clock and go, fucking guy's still on hold.
I'm too old for this shit, Al. Don't put me on hold.
Oh my God,
I'm a grown up now, Uncle L. You can't do that shit to me.
I'm grown up. I want to sit at the big. He wants a seat at the big kids table. Okay, it's Thanksgiving, Al. Have a heart for Anthony Dorell. He's got to be 104 at this point. The dog deserves his day. Every dog gets his day, and the dog deserves his day. If you're wondering, I got the nickname right. Kudos to me. I'm just saying it out loud. Unless he's not the dog anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure he is.
All right.
That's the last.
Are you sure he's not a puppy or a mutt or a toothless, old, hairless? Put the fucking thing down.
What's an old dog that needs to be put down? That's pretty much his career at this point.
Is he old? Let's
retire.
change his name to Anthony Old Yeller Dorell.
Oh. Yes.
That's a little rough.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's not going to have his fight with Canelo, so he might as well fucking retire, basically. Like, you can imagine his conversation with Al Heyman, like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, you know? He's like on that fat dude talking mad shit to him on the phone. Like, what are you going to tell me? What are you going to do? What? Like, that's how I imagine the conversation going down. So he might as well call it a career at this point.
Anthony Old Yeller Dorell.
He's been brought up. He's been brought up twice to face the elite, you would say, of the PBC, and Badou Jack and David Benavidez. Those are his 2 defeats. He's had his moment, and I'm sorry, but knocking out Marcos Hernandez on the undercard last week of the Plant or Canelo versus Plant is not getting you Canelo when you've already lost the 2 times you've been brought up.
And then like came up with a draw with the guy who Benavidez just whooped. You know, it's like, no, it's not looking very good, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, just more literary for none of you who read books. Anthony, Where the Red Fern Grows, Dorell. Oh,
great movie.
Yeah. Wait. Let's do one more. Anthony of Mice and Men Dorell. Let's just call him Lenny. The dude needs a in his head. Sometimes.
No, hey, Lee, here's an old one because I got it clear. I know the fern. What'd you say?
Old Yeller.
The Red Fern
Old Yeller is the way to go, man.
No, the Yearling. Is that the name of that thing? Yeah. Come on now.
Anthony the Yearling Dorell. Just one between the eye, buddy.
Don't kill it, Paul. Yeah.
Or we could go Ricky Schroeder and go Anthony the Champ Dorell. Get up, Anthony. It's time to go home. You fought Canelo. Come on, champ. It's time to get up. See, that's your outcome. Just saying it. It's a foreshadowing. And if you haven't seen Ricky Schroeder in the Champ, I highly recommend, making yourself depressed for an afternoon. Freddie Roach would embrace training Anthony Joshua. Well, coming off of his loss and several weeks removed, and Freddie Roach trying to cash in on anybody who's willing. I'll get to it, but is it just me, or is Freddie Roach now giving the most basic advice in the corner? You should move. You should move.
That's fucked up.
Like, he's just cashing checks, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Did he not say he was never going to train Rosado again? Wasn't that a thing after the last Rosado fight as well? Why am I get the feeling that Freddie Roach knows more about his medical condition than the rest of us, and he's like, yeah, I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in. Joshua, move. You got to move more. Move. Freddie, I thought we were going to work on a jab and a right hand. No, move. You need to move more.
Yeah.
You don't move very much, Freddie. I move a lot, actually. I shake constantly.
Yeah. And in fact, I can't stop moving.
Can't stop.
You
can't
guys
stop. Won't
don't...
stop. Can't stop. Won't lock. Locking him. Wow, that was evil. All right, let's go with this. Freddie Roach, Anthony Joshua. I start with you, Miguel. Antonio Barragan. Is it a good fit?
I don't know. Who was that? I think it was Michael Moore that went with the TLC approach when he came with when he started being trained by Freddie Roach, right? It wasn't that tough love that Atlas was giving him, but rather the more tender love and care from fucking Roach. Like, I don't think Roach can sound mean anymore. It's just his voice just doesn't have that strength anymore. And this is the kind of stuff.
He's like a doddering grandfather in the corner with Parkinson's. He just kind of is.
Right.
He just is. He's like that doddering. Come on, grandfather. He and Top Rank Bob should have soup together. I think that's a combination. That's like my dinner at Andre's in boxing. Wow, yet another literary reference for today. My dinner at Andre, Freddie Roach and Bob Arum trying to have a bowl of soup together. Oh, so great. So great. I digress. Would the fit work?
I don't think so. I feel like he needs a more youthful and more young, vibrant coach. Something that will be able to spark some sort of fire in him when he needs it in the ring. I'm not sure if that's something that Roach can do. I mean, Roach can give you tips. Obviously, of course, that's kind of what he does. But I don't know. It's just I'm not sure if there's anything in him that's going to be able to have that I don't know that moment with Lennox Lewis and Emmanuel Stewart when he's like, man, get this fucker out of here already. That kind of thing. Like, I don't think Roach can do that. And there's going to be I can anticipate there's going to be some moments in Joshua's career still where he's going to need that. I don't think it's a good fit. No.
Okay, Andrew Labouche. Let me just toss a name at you, Andrew. Here's what I'm thinking out loud. Malik Scott. He needs a job.
No, listen.
That was funny. That was a funny callback joke too. I'm on a roll today.
I agree with what Miguel's saying there. It's not a good fit for many reasons. The first reason is health. And look, we're not. Yes, we're joking around. Lee jokes around with Freddie Roach and stuff. But this, I'm not joking around here. The guy was having serious health conditions like a decade ago, right? We all seen it during the major fights with Pacquiao, man. On big nights with Pacquiao, he couldn't really control himself at the end. This was something that was well known in the boxing world. That seems like it was years ago, right? At least Manny versus Mayweather was 2015.
Yeah.
It's so him going on with Manny, fine. Manny knows his limits with Freddie. You're talking about a 6'7", 260-pound. Freddie can't get in the ring with this guy. He's not going to be wearing.
Or hold the pads, right?
Let's do. Yeah, go ahead and throw a body shot on me. The fuck? So he's got to be the
Freddie.
coach.
Somebody come here quick. I broke Freddie.
Or he misses. Hey, remember when Manny used to miss? Every once in a while you miss, man. Not everything's on point.
Drop dead Freddie. Drop dead Freddie. Another callback.
So
sorry, I can't get the visual of Anthony Joshua accidentally destroying. Woo! It's a good one.
Hey, it's not a good fit. Freddie Roach is not. He's not. There's no need for it. I like the Teddy Atlas, man. Why not give Teddy Atlas a shot? The guy had major success.
He's got plenty of skill.
He comes from the.
We'll work on his takedowns.
Costamano, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that who taught him?
Yeah.
That would work really well for his style, being able to call out a number system. I agree.
Hey, well, he did good with heavyweights. So there's a line of history here with the heavyweight fighters, man. Why not give him a shot? Everyone else seems to be taken. Reynoso's, you don't want any part of that. Reynoso's got enough guys in his stable right now. The Kronk gym, they got Tyson Fury, man. They're not fucking with you. You could maybe Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder.
Scott, could you imagine Anthony Joshua comes back?
Malik Scott.
Oh, Anthony Joshua is going to kill people and eat their babies.
No, it's a weird, it's a weird match. I don't think it would ever happen. So I'm at least giving Teddy a shot. See what he has.
All right, moving forward. Frank Warren. Tyson Fury is in no rush to confer his next fight. He'll wait for Jose Sulaiman to force him. Frank Warren, co-promoter of WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, had this today. I don't think anything will happen until the WBC holds their convention. Again, go watch the Netflix movie Maravilla to enjoy a WBC, convention and see just how well those things run for the fighters. There's no rush from Tyson's perspective. As I've said to everybody, it doesn't matter what anybody says. He'll do what he wants to do. If the deal is right, he'll do it. If he doesn't want to do it, he won't do it. He's his own man. Okay. So apparently he's fighting Dillian White, and he's just waiting for the order so that he doesn't have to wait around and Deontay Wilder or whatever other crazy, wacky horse shit could possibly come down the pipe. I imagine this is to solidify what I see as a brutally easy fight for Tyson Fury. I start with you this time, Andrew Labouche. How do you see it? We've lost him.
Really?
And then he came back. He came in, then he went out. Where did you go, Andrew?
I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I had to take a leak.
So you missed that entire lead up. And it was a brilliant, almost boxing-related lead-up.
It was so smooth. It was so smooth.
Shit.
I actually had a real, remember the notes from Sam, our producer? Shout out to Sam Navajero. He said, you know what? Don't be afraid to talk a little more boxing on that show. Those two guys will respect you more, as will the fans. Well, apparently, Andrew will just go take a piss in the middle of anything I say. It's boxing related.
That's how much he thinks of your boxing knowledge.
Oh, my God.
I feel like I need, like, what's the pencil? Who had the pencil thing on his deck? Yeah. Next story. Let's just move
Miguel,
forward. No, we're just moving forward. I'm over it.
I try to drink a half
No,
a
I'll go
gallon
back. I'll
every
go
day
back
on the
to
way
doing
home.
the funny haha shit. Joining us on the show is Top Rank Bob. That's all you care about. Me being a monkey boy. I'm going back to monkey boy. All right. First time listening to the show. That's what they want. They don't want real boxing here. They want Lee the monkey boy. And so I'm going to give it to you. CEO of Top Rank, our own resident, Top Rank Bob, was asked, would be wise for Joshua to take an interim fight against Usyk. Are you texting to say that you were going to the bathroom? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Just got the text.
I just got the text.
Joining us on the show live, our resident Top Rank Pops. Thank you for having me. I think it would be wise if we did not force the Usyk fight right away. There's lots of reasons. One, it's a single. It could be a double. It might be a triple. But who's to say? It's a trap fight in a season where it's contenders. You know what I mean? I've been listening to PBC guys, and they make a lot of sense to me. So here's what I have to say. Whatever that guy Jose Suleiman has to say, whatever belt he wants to make for the next fight, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I hope. That's sensible. Whether it works out or not really doesn't depend on me. It depends on Joshua. And what I think is he should step aside so that Usyk can fight Fury, even though he's going to fight Dillian White. Are you following all that? There'll be a quiz later on. But I just thought I'd say things that are important, like Anthony Joshua, if you need a better promoter than Tommy Hearns, give me a call. I turn to you, Miguel. Will Joshua step aside and take an interim fight? Will we see Fury versus Usyk, or will we see Fury versus, or Joshua versus Usyk?
I'm almost positive we're going to see Joshua and Usyk in the rematch. I mean, from what I understand, this Tuesday, tomorrow, the WBC is going to have whatever meeting or a convention or whatever shit they're going to do.
Convention. I love a party.
Right, there you go. Yes, the function, this WBC function, to determine the mandatories and whatnot, which includes Tyson Fury's WBC title. So I suspect that they're going to make whatever decision they're going to make then, and I'm almost positive. It feels like Joshua and his team are going to try to redeem themselves, of course, right, and get this rematch with Usyk and try to look better than obviously in that first one. So I'm starting to lean towards that. I don't think they're going to just besides the obvious fact that I think there's a contract, the rematch clause in the contract. So I'm pretty sure they're going to, take that legal route. They're going to want to redeem themselves for that rematch there or for that first fight. So I'm sure that they're not just going to sit back and be like, okay, yeah, let's just allow Fury and Usyk to take place. Like, no, he's going to try to get his before.
All right. Andrew Labouche, what combination of human life do you see in these next 4 fights? Or 2 fights with these 4 fighters. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
I think the decision Joshua has to make, it has to come after he finds a trainer. And if it takes too long to get a trainer, that rematch, maybe he isn't ready for it and wants to sign some kind of contract where he lets them 2 fight and then he gets the winner. It adds a check to Joshua's career, because I think we all are under agreement he takes Usyk on right away. It's probably it for Joshua in the big fights. So you have to find Eddie Hearn first has to know what the market is in the UK. He won't be fighting here in America. So in the UK, if there's still a market, can they make $25 million off of him at the gate, still selling 80,000 seats for him to say maybe possibly an opponent like Robert Helenius, big white guy, right? Kind of mimics what he has coming next. It would be either Usyk or Tyson Fury.
Andrew, I'm just getting word right now. Shannon Briggs has offered to take that fight.
You know, whatever opponent, Lee, and that's a great one. They need someone that's going to lay down for Joshua. And the only reason why I say Helenius, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him, but he only has 2 wins against Kawanaki. That's not the greatest opponent in the world. So, well, Robert Helenius is back in the big picture because of the 2 big wins over Kawanaki. Kawanaki was nothing more but a prospect that never developed. So Joshua should have no fear of taking on Helenius, who before the Kawanaki matchup, it was Robert Helenius who was a prospect that really never blossomed. So Eddie Hearn and them could look at an opponent like that, or Shannon Briggs. You know, seriously, wouldn't be surprised in the boxing world. Get someone that's gonna lay down for him. Everyone makes $25 million, and we go home. They wait for the winner of Fury versus Usyk. But I do not think Joshua and Eddie Hearn are going to sign this rematch contract without him knowing who's going to train him for the fight.
There you go. Miguel.
Oh, I thought I already gave my 2 cents.
You did, but he went so far in another direction. I just thought I'd throw it back. It felt like it needed a trailer. Is there a trailer?
No.
Should I move forward on
I
the
do. We'll go with a slight trailer. I do agree. Yeah, he's going to have to fucking. Maybe that would make more sense, you know, because the risk of potentially losing a second time to Usyk is probably too great to take at the moment. Like maybe an opponent that's willing to like lay down. Of course, obviously find a trainer first, but also find an opponent who's willing to give him a couple of rounds and then, you know, call it a day within the 6th, 7th round, range, just to kind of get his confidence back. Because I mean, that's kind of what we thought maybe Wilder would do, right, between this second and third fight with Fury, and it didn't turn out that way, and we saw what happened exactly, right? So maybe, yeah, the risk of losing to Usyk a second time is probably too great at the moment. So maybe an opponent that is, you know, we'll give him a couple of rounds and ultimately, you know, pack it in the 6th, 7th round would be a confidence booster.
Hey, and seriously,
yeah, sure.
And seriously, if he's trying to change his style to help to save his career, you want to give yourself the best chance ever, right? So you would take a warm-up fight with the new trainer.
Yeah.
Like I said, Helenius, 6'7", whatever, big guy, big arms. He kind of mimics what he's going to be going up against, because I believe Tyson Fury beats Usyk in the big showdown. So they're ahead of the game there. They're killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. And then everyone can, you know, everyone in the UK, they'll be hot on Joshua again because, hey, he knocked out this guy, new trainer, new style. It looked great. Man, makes the fight
that
bigger.
discusses strategy,
it
right?
Gives him a chance to put to use what he learns.
Does Anthony
Yes,
Joshua have a better chance against Usyk or against Fury?
Oh, shoot. At that point, it doesn't matter. He's just cashing out.
Okay.
Joshua's cashing out.
I think Tyson
gotta
Fury's
say,
a better fight for
six.
him because at least Fury's demonstrated he can go down. Usyk is Frankenstein. I've seen heavyweights hit him, and he doesn't seem to care much. He just gets that weird, vapid, glowing, strange eye thing he does.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. Tyson, yeah, the chin is weird. It kind of like
we're not going to change Anthony Joshua being a one-punch knockout guy. That's what he is. He's actually a power puncher, period. He's not a boxer.
No, and we've seen the times that, I mean, I was just going to say, yeah, the one time that we saw him try to box, right, against Usyk. He successfully did it against Ruiz, but I mean, we're talking about Ruiz here, a slower opponent. So that route against anybody else is probably a bad idea. He took the correct, route with doing that and using that strategy against Ruiz. That makes a ton of sense. But anybody else, it's a bad idea. He should just go back to him being the heavyweight puncher that he was.
Hey, here's an opportunity. Let's talk about a website that doesn't have boxing scene on it. Go to BoxingTonightio. That's right, I said it. If you're tired of mainstream news and mainstream news articles by a bunch of writers who just listen to this show to get their ideas, go to BoxingTonightio and find out from somebody who covers hockey what he thinks about boxing It's much more entertaining that way. Moving
I bet.
forward. Okay. I was going to do more of the Costa-Zoo, Naoe, Inoue jokes and whatever. I don't care. Dude, Tim Zoo's going to fight, okay, against Inoue. It's not Naoe, Inoue. I'm tired of the joke. I realized when I got here I was tired of the joke. And now that I'm here, I'm quite positive I'm tired of the Naoe, Inoue, Costa-Zoo joke. And I care even less about Tim Tszyu fighting an Inoue who I don't know. But perhaps you, Miguel, can convince me that this is perhaps a test for Tim Tszyu, and that will make our producer, Sam Navajero, very happy.
Well, I mean...
That's a no. All right, Andrew, you got anything?
It's tough because these Japanese guys, they don't go down for anybody, right? So I think
God.
It's going to give...
You don't know shit about this Inoue, do you? You
don't.
don't.
I don't.
You
I have
don't.
no objection about this particular one, no.
Are you trying to say that one Inoue is like all Inoues in a strange way?
Okay, we'll go that route.
All right, Andrew, did you want to just say yes to everything we just said, and we'll just call this story dead?
Hey, listen, did you guys watch this young man do his warm-up this week over there?
Tekashi 6'9", 6'9".
Inoue,
I don't know which
yeah.
jokes to go with. Do I go with the Tekashi 6'9" joke, or is that now officially dated now that he's a punk-ass bitch?
Lee, there's a great joke if you go look up his warm-up. Go to, try to find it on Facebook. It might be on our page, but I mean, it was weird.
Right.
It was like a karate chop. It really looked like a karate chop more than a punch.
Let's see. By the way, follow us on Facebook.
Definitely gonna say he has a little Muay Thai in him. He definitely is holding his palms, it seems, outright when he's in his boxing stance. So he went 12 rounds with.
What are you doing
Munguía.
in Vegas, Andrew? What's that? And is that a gun case you have in that photo?
That is Terrence Crawford, the champ.
No, the guy kneeling down does not look like the champ. It looks like Andrew Labouche is a part of the champ's crew, actually. I'm just saying it out loud for the room. Okay, go ahead.
So, where was I at?
I don't know. Tekashi 6'9". Wow, we have a lot about Rosado.
Muay Thai stance instead of boxing.
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah. So it's kind of a weird setup for Tszyu. You know, I don't know what he's going to face here. When's the fight? In a few days, right? 2 days?
Is this it? The Aussie boxing?
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Well, he's ripped.
Holy shit, he's freaking...
Wow. I'm checking with my sensitivity expert, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Is Andrew being racist right now, or am I just missing this completely? You're giving out Kia. They're called Kias to a punch, which is interesting. So you're saying that if I go to see this fight, I'm going to hear, yeah! Yeah!
Doesn't it sound like that's what he's breaking boards, man? Well, you're not punching. What is he doing?
I feel very, very racist. Like the Asian Defamation League will be listening to Fight Net Radio. I don't even think we have any Asian listeners, so I think we're safe. But, wow, did we give a lot of time to a fight that sucks? Moving forward, Frank Mir versus Kubrat Pulev. Just when you think you've had everything you wanted, we found something we clearly don't want at all. I believe this is the Metallica show, if I'm not mistaken, Miguel.
Oh, the Triller Metallica show?
Yeah, I think this is part of the... I think you get Metallica for half an hour on this particular show, which would be the only reason to pay $300 a ticket, because that's about what...
Is this a cage match or boxing?
Well, let's find out. Triller Fight Club has announced the full fight card for Arlington, Texas. You know, we grow them longer down there, steers and queers. According to Triller, Triad Combat is a new combat sport which incorporates boxing and MMA.
Okay.
We hang raw meat on the men. We throw them into a cage. We throw wild animals in there. We hope for the best. Metallica will be playing at the break. Okay, here are the rules.
Wait a minute.
There's a list of rules.
What are the rules?
Yeah,
what are the
this
rules?
is it. Triad Combat rules.
Triad. I mean, it sounds like it's incorporating...
Who the fuck is this? The dude from Showtime?
No, he's from from Bellator back in the day and bare knuckle boxing now.
Are you sure? He looks like the dude from what's the Thriller thing they had on Showtime?
Man, you're not even showing the rules.
They're not really. Okay, kicking, punching.
They can hold behind the head.
I like it so far. I'm all for this. By the way, you should watch the video. This is available at BoxingTonightio.
Regulations.
Okay, there's punching. Clinches. Clinches are good. We want clinches. I'll do the audio for everybody. You want to underhook. When you underhook, then you can gut shot and kidney shot.
I seen that in Rocky. Yep.
You can overhook. Overhook is completely legal. In normal boxing, we break this up. Here, we want a broken shoulder. Half-tie pull. Wow. Grab your opponent behind the head and just fucking rabbit punch. Just, go for it.
Yeah,
just
this is
fucking
a hockey
grab
fight
him
with
by the
gloves,
head
yeah.
and punch him in the head. Just fuck him up. Waist clinching. Thinking about taking him down? Instead, grab his cock. Why not? Nothing seems to be off guard inside a triad combat rules. Punches. Of course we like punches. We want punches. Punches and bunches. And since they're only wearing 12-inch gloves, they should just have, what are those, 6 inches? I mean,
they look like almost like Kenpo gloves. Like,
holy shit.
The brand Rival.
Wow,
I know
they're
that
showing
brand.
actual boxing punches now on the video. A bolo punch is legal. The bolo, hold on.
What in
bolo
the hell
punch
is
legal.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta
Why don't
rewind.
they just say
This
you
is
can
like
do
the
anything
Zapruder
except
film. I gotta
fucking
rewind
grab
that one
Come
and watch
on.
Kennedy get assassinated again.
As soon as the fight goes to the ground,
Spinning
we're going
back
to stand you
fists
up
are
and
legal.
beat the shit out of
Standing
each other
hammer
again.
fists are real.
Oh,
Superman punches are real. In fact, tripping and stepping on your opponent's feet, eye gouging is allowed. The two-finger Three Stooges move is legal.
And the defense with the palm on the bridge of the nose to
Oh
defend.
my God. No knees. No, we have no knees to the head. We gotta call it. We gotta drop the line somewhere. You can hit their body, but hey, and no elbows. Come on, guys. Let's keep it clean. No elbow striking. And you expect Kubrat Pulev to remember half this shit? He's got the IQ of a houseplant, for God's sakes.
No kicks? That's weird.
What?
Well, they're wearing shoes, so I assume they're not going to be able to kick. Well, I mean, these guys are at least. I don't know if that's.
Wow, is there
just a
anything
demonstration.
fun we should be aware of? Nothing over the head. Well, thank God.
What?
So I guess Jean-Claude Van Damme. By the way, shout out to Jean-Claude Van Damme for making a sequel to Bloodsport called Bloodsport Part 2. I shit you not. Wow, so just clinch and just fuck him up and bloody him up. Shout out to Triller for letting us make
the
basically
boxing rules just with gloves.
Yeah.
I know, this is kind of whack.
well, like you're
Well,
not
at
gonna
least it
want.
gives Frank Mir a better shot, because if it would have been a straight boxing fight, a boxing bout, he would have get his ass handed to him by Pulev for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
okay.
But reaching out and trying to grab a boxer probably ain't going to end well either. But we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see how that goes for him.
Wow. How hard up are both Mir and Pulev for this fight? I mean, I
Well,
realize
Mir
they're-
got like $500K in his last fight with fucking Cunningham, so I don't know how much more Triller's going to fork up this time.
fuck a duck. Comments, gentlemen, or was the video enough for all of us on this particular topic?
It was very
With the
educational.
With the right tweet from the right celebrity, this could get a little bit fire. There's a lot of people out there that like to just watch stand-up, right? I don't know how the no knees, no kicking is all going to play into effect, but they might get an audience for some of these matchups. It's a little bit more than boxing, right? So you can't go, oh, it's just a boxing match. No, so the MMA guys might be a little bit interested in trying to make some extra, I guess, retired ones. It wouldn't be active fighters, but
No, you can
there
lay
might
on
be some
you can
MMA.
lay on your opponent in this style, which plays
you
to
can control
Kubrat
the
being,
wrist.
100.
Yeah, you can control the wrist, control it. Wrestlers can do that. Control the back of the neck. There's, there might be there could be some avenue for this to get a little bit of viewership from some fans. Yes, sir.
There you
But
go.
the price does matter. Does it say a price, Lee?
To go to the fight live will cost you $300.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I'm looking more at the pay-per-view. Do they have any streaming or what?
I'm sure they do,
No?
whatever it is that they do. Opening bout will be nobody. Nobody. I guess this isn't the one with Metallica. No, this isn't the Metallica
Okay.
event.
No?
I would be putting that on line 1 if I had Metallica. I think you could get $300 a ticket for just Metallica for half an hour.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Tommy Hearn expects Joshua to head back to America to get a second look at trainers earlier this week, Tuesday.
There you go.
Exact. Eddie Hearn was asked a whole bunch of questions and asked about, hey, What's Anthony Joshua doing? Here's what he had to say. I do believe he will go back and probably train with some of the people he saw when he saw, and then he will make a decision. I think it's a good idea to have a change of scenery, but that is just my personal opinion. On a recent trip to America, people were asking me who I think he should go with, and I said, whoever he is comfortable with, we will have to see what happens. I mean, after all, that black man makes me a lot more fighting than he does in the field out behind my house. Wow, Tommy Hearn. That is
his daddy's house. His daddy's house.
Daddy's house.
Yeah.
I start with you this time, Miguel. Do you want to put in your bid for who trains the Anthony Joshua sweepstakes? Has it changed since our previous story?
Since our last story, the update to the update. No, it's I mean, this feels like an episode of The Bachelorette or some shit. He's gonna give out roses to the fucking trainers that he'll make it onto the next round or some shit. This is what it feels like.
Hey,
like
shout out to Showtime that desperately needs a show. This is fucking brilliant. So, The Bachelor trainer.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
fucking awesome. That's awesome.
Eddie Reynoso,
It's a good
Freddie Roach, Malik
Who
Scott.
will win them?
He's got to go on dates. They don't actually train him ever. They
gotta
just
go-
hang
well,
out.
Dates for them are training sessions. They gotta go
No,
on
no
date
training sessions. You just have them
No.
hang out and talk. What do you think my style should be? I think you should
You
move.
see, that's a great one, Miguel.
And
That's
it's
a great
gonna
one.
be, it's gonna be drama between them.
We Fight Net Radio gives gems to this boxing world, eh?
Oh,
if
my
someone
God.
could make that, if someone could go ahead and turn that into a reality, they fucking
They'd break the internet. They would break the fucking
Yes.
BBC.
Sylvester
Pay for
Stallone.
that. BBC America, pay for that. I'd sign up.
I hope Sylvester Stallone's listening. It's just like the contender. Sylvester, please just invest.
I mean, well, sadly, I didn't. By the way, side note, I did not get to go see Rocky IV Director's Cut on Tuesday, and I'm kind of sad that they haven't released it yet on video for that extra 45 minutes of video that Stallone put back in.
Look, watch. We're gonna take this deep, you guys. If you're Eddie Hearn, you tell him, okay, I need you to go visit all these guys again. We're gonna do this one more time, and then you have people with hidden cameras everywhere.
Oh no, the first couple of weeks are the valet. Eddie Hearn goes to meet with him.
Yeah, the awkward moment where they
Right,
first shake hands.
and it's like Date
Is
My
it a
Mom,
hug?
right? So we'll just steal from all of the shows. So it's Date My Mom, which is they all hang out with, trying to get past Eddie Hearn. Then Eddie selects the next 6. Then they go Survivor style, right? Just in case Freddie Roach makes it to the second round. You do some kind of survival challenge like stand in one spot for 30 seconds while Anthony Joshua hits you in the stomach. And that'll eliminate everybody probably but Malik Scott and Teddy Atlas because he's brain dead. And then you've got it. I see it coming down to Malik Scott and Teddy Atlas in this competition.
Hey, you gotta get Teddy Atlas's story of the gun he put in Mike Tyson's mouth. Gotta get that
Could you
story in
imagine
there.
that's like the final, like his final decision?
That's
I'm going to give you
tearjerker.
each
That's
a
the
fake
tearjerker.
gun, and I want you to threaten me under a tree. Convince me I'm a piece of shit. First you, Teddy. Teddy's like, I got this. Give me the gun. I got this round. The rose is mine. Give me the gun. Listen, Joshua, you piece of shit.
Did I ever tell you the story? Yeah, motherfucker, you did.
Yes. Every time there's a mic in front of you.
Malik Scott looking at a gun going, look, don't put a gun in my hand.
It's like, no, my name is Malik Scott, not
Malik
Mike.
Scott,
Tyson.
I'm not going to jail. This is going to show up. I'm going to be arrested for something else.
Oh, that was good, Miguel. That was
Looking
good.
forward. Tyson Fury. If Tommy can't knock out Jake Paul, he ain't coming home. Look, just on a personal level,
Damn.
I hope he does, okay? But I don't care because I actually believe Tyson Fury and Paul Fury, Tyson Fury, the father, which is, if our fucking kid doesn't win this fight, we are fucking disowning him. Like, I don't think this is fake bullshit. I honestly to God think those two are like prepared to disown family if he can't pull this off.
Was it me or did I not see Billy Joe Saunders at the trilogy fight the other day? Right? No, don't be quitting on Tyson Fury's corner. Your ass won't be called back. Look, I've seen Tommy. Is Tommy Fury? I seen him fight, man. It's not good, you guys. It's not good at all.
But is it better? Is it better than Paul though, John?
Man,
that's all he
what?
needs to be.
It looks like they're a mirror image of each other.
No,
Seriously?
really?
Oh yeah, Tommy's throwing some wild ass haymakers, falling all over the place. It's like he misses a punch, runs all the way across the other side of the ring like he had no balance. It was bad. I was like, what the fuck is this? No, you know what I said? No wonder why Paul signed this fight. He watched the highlights I'm watching. He was like, what? Where's the fucking technique with this guy? Now I hope that Tyson changes that, right? He's got his bigger brother in the gym with them.
Listen, get in the gym with me, you tosser. I don't know what he says to his brother.
Oh no, he's probably telling him, you're not going to fucking hurt my reputation. You better win this fucking fight.
Yeah.
You don't make money off of my
Tyson,
name.
will you walk me to the ring, brother? No.
No.
You suck.
Yeah, you ain't cashing in on Fury's name without putting in an effort. So his brother got him in there. Did you guys see what he's doing with that medicine bag? He's beating the shit out of his ribs with that medicine bag. Now, he's going to put him through it because I think he definitely wants him to win. You know how much money they get if he does win?
They're half brothers, right? Like they're not like full brothers.
Well,
right?
one is better looking than the other, and based on this photo, I'm going to say the better looking one is the one with the shitty record.
One got the talent, the other got the genetics.
And Daddy likes to stick his dick into hot women if this is somehow magically what he produced. I mean, look at him. He's striking, for God's sakes. Why aren't you modeling, you asshole?
The mothers are all sisters. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm being a dick. I know.
That joke was written by Andrew Labouche. Please send it through the appropriate channels.
Terrible.
And he's
see the
still,
environment.
wait, for anybody wondering, he still, even with the pee break, doesn't know the name of his daughter's presentation for this year. Could have made anything up. It's about boxing. Really? Yeah, they all wear boxing gloves and they run out and they spin gloves in the air. All right. That's a lie, but it's way better. Kell Brook is applying pressure on Amir Khan to finalize their 2022 showdown. You remember, he was putting pressure on him to finalize the 2021 showdown. When that didn't happen, it's now putting pressure on him to the 2022. I'm getting the feeling that Amir Khan has finally gotten smart, and there's more money in not fighting Kell Brook and doing reality shows than fighting Kell Brook. I'm starting to get that vibe. We're into year 2 of the summit of who gives a shit about this fight. This is it might even be year number 3. I think we talked about it during the pandemic, but I was in a blackout most of the time. But I'm pretty sure we've been talking about this for 2 or 3 straight years now. Miguel, enlighten me, because I was in a blackout. Sadly, you've actually seen it up close and personal. Am I wrong? Have we been talking about this asshole for 2 years fighting this other asshole?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been talking about them like potentially fighting each other for longer than that, but like actually legitimately, possibly even still, I mean, I don't know how many possibilities I can add in there, but closer to potentially, possibly actually fighting. Yeah, at least the last couple of years, back and forth. I mean, I could have sworn we had already forgotten about this. I don't remember which one of the two said, yeah, it's already over. I'm over it. I mean, if I recall, I think it was Brook that said that. But, I mean, I think the only way this fight would still be in the least bit interesting is if they fought on that Triller triad fucking card and, with smaller gloves. Maybe that'll be a little bit more intriguing and people would tune in to watch it. But otherwise, I mean, I could have sworn we were already done talking about these dudes.
Andrew, have we been talking about this for 2 years?
Yes. No, definitely.
Okay, so I wasn't in a blackout. We were talking about this fight.
No.
Wow, parts of my memory are
definitely
coming
2
back.
years, and it goes before that. I mean, come on. These guys were flirting with fighting each other even when they were both household names with actually good reputations in boxing.
Do they have good reputations?
Yeah, well, they were considered elite. You know what I mean?
What?
I mean,
and ballsy.
Is this part of my blackout?
Weight divisions
I feel like you guys are telling
guys,
me a part of history that I'm unaware of.
Just take our word for it. Take our word for it.
There are diehard Amir Khan fans that still say,
we're diehards of his wife, fucking black men.
No. This is how bad it is. You didn't even let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
This is how bad it is. They still talk about when he was leading on the scorecards against Canelo.
Wow.
Swear to God, it comes up
I
in
think
chat
the
rooms
most
all
interesting
the time.
thing is that his wife doesn't fuck him. I mean, that's...
Floyd didn't fight him because of it. He had faster hands. Look at what he did to Saul Alvarez. Is one of the most common things you see in chat rooms about Amir Khan. He has a major following.
Why isn't he
Kell
throwing in for the Canelo sweepstakes then?
He already did. He got his ass knocked out.
No, he should do it again right now. It's an easy payday.
No. Well, I'm just telling you why his fans still consider him, one, special, and two, they truly believe Floyd ducked him. That they had an opportunity to do that fight, and Floyd passes on for like Berto or something like that. And we all know, Berto was not Amir Khan at this moment. So there was a chance for that fight to get made. They're religious about that. He has a 2 million, 3 million followers on social media. He's fine. Kell Brook is the one, to me, that is begging Amir Khan for this paycheck. Kell Brook, he's not the same guy, same fighter anymore. He doesn't have the same fan base. And, this fight's useless at this moment.
He needs to have his wife fuck a reality star. It really helps with his career in boxing. I'm just saying it out loud.
Only one remembers that.
Yeah. I'm just saying it moving forward. Robert Easter Jr. charges his plea from not guilty to guilty in the assault case.
What did he do?
For those of you who don't know, Robert Easter Jr. awaits sentence after being charged in his plea on a prior assault charge. The former IBF lightweight titleist was found guilty on Tuesday in Toledo. That's just sad by itself.
Can I give you some insight on why that probably happened, Lee?
He's black?
Wow. No, dummy.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Go ahead.
No. How about he's guilty?
Oh, okay. I went with black.
Jesus. Jeez. Ooh,
Guilty!
Hey,
just like at Disneyland and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Guilty!
It is very easy answer, what you said, but usually it is the wrong one. Let me tell you.
When 8 out of all inmates are African Americans in the United States.
His lawyer walked up to him and said, yeah, if we go to a jury, you're not going to win this.
He has tattoos as well, Andrew. Guilty.
We got to do something else. We got to think of another path to get this problem out of your life, and that's the guilty one. Get a lesser charge, lesser time. You don't see a jury. You go home in a matter of months.
So he's a piece of shit, basically. He copped to being a piece of shit.
Basically, he said, you're guilty, bro. You're guilty. Your lawyers are telling you, I can't win. I can't win.
What a piece of shit. Guilty. Guilty. Tattoos.
Well,
and black.
Are these like domestic assault case, or did he just like get in a fight with somebody outside of the club?
Let's see what he beat up. Shall we?
Who he beat up?
Jake Donovan wrote the story. All right, let's see what he beat up. Warrant was issued for Easter's arrest, to which he complied and pleaded not guilty before being released on his own recognizance. Okay, according to the complaint, Easter allegedly struck the victim on the left side of her face. Her face. I think keyword is her.
Yeah.
Guilty! Once with a closed fist. And he has tattoos. Guilty! Causing the victim to lose consciousness. You know, the thing that...
He knocked her out.
Yeah. Guilty! Yeah. And he's black.
Time Robert Easter gets the knockout.
The victim was observed in the office, to whom was reported file with a split lip and a chipped tooth. You know what? That's better than most of his opponents, actually. Good job, Robert Easter. You showed more on the street against a woman than you have in any of your fights. Congratulations.
Is he in a strip club? He might be. I don't think you're giving that the greatest read over there.
Does it say where it was? It took outside. Yeah, strip club. Bucks Rack City.
Come on, Lee.
Oh, sorry. The case stemmed from a complaint Saturday, August 7th, in the mere hours after the alleged incident took place at Buck likes to fuck Rack City Strip Club. Bucks Rack City. This is the name of today's show. Bucks Rack City.
It's a chipped tooth at Bucks Rack City. That's going to be the name of the show.
Buck likes to fuck.
You got to be diehard to know that one.
I'm Buck, and I
like
to
fuck.
It's too obscure
of a damn joke.
Yeah.
Guilty.
All right.
Guilty.
I gotta say, I don't know the full
I
thing
want to
of the
know if
law.
that's the first lip he's split from a punch. Like, I don't think he's ever done that in an actual fight.
And the chipped tooth, is that considered a scar? Because then that would be bodily harm, and you're looking at 10 years. If you get found guilty of...
All right.
right?
He's
Because
all right.
it's a chipped tooth, man. You change the way she looks.
You know what? First of all,
Unless you
Robert
pay for her
Easter, you want to be in the elite category, like a Felix, right? Like a.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I was gonna make a really rough reference there, but I mean, as criminals and boxers go, I mean, he's really in the pocket, right? He's in there with some greats, Andrew. I mean, seriously, he's in there with Camacho at least. He's at that level.
He knocked out a stripper. I mean,
Camacho beat up his girlfriend pretty substantially. I mean, to the point where she wanted to kill him.
I'm gonna say there's a video probably of this.
Please let there be.
And this is why the lawyers had to change their plea. we can't not go to trial. You are not gonna win, young man.
Is he on the level of Verdejo, or is he still just top 10? He's just top 10, right? He's not elite. He's not elite criminal. He's just an epic piece of shit. He's not.
He's like between Davis and Broner kind of deal.
We have a ranking system for pieces of shit on Fight Net Radio.
Don't worry. Al Heyman will pay it. If there is some money that he can still make off of Easter, and I think there is decent records still. You pay it off and you tell him he fights for free the next time.
I feel like this is our niche, right? Like this is new for the website coming this week, right? The top 10 biggest pieces of shit in boxing,
yes.
right?
We should make
so you have Verdejo as number 1. Like you can't top that. I mean, that's fuck.
Verdejo and the other young
Broner's got to be
man,
number 10, so that's kind of like your bottom line, right? Like Broner's the cutoff, right? Where you're just you're breaking misdemeanors.
Those guys
dude.
are like Hall of Famers, basically. This is a sanctioning body type of deal. We should start making rankings.
I like it. Number 9. I'm gonna make a shout out for number 9. I like Spence for DUI and flipping the car. That's pretty strong DUI shit. I mean, you're just lucky you didn't kill anybody.
And,
but
without saying the names, this is for our boxing diehards right here. This little joke that we're doing. But without saying the names, you got to have the son jumping over the fence, running to the security guard to get help. You got to always have that.
I mean, you got to have somebody shot his cuz on that list somewhere. You shot a man in his fucking face, and he was your cousin, for God's sakes. And you were one of the only 5 undisputed modern-day lineal champions of the world. Woo! That's strong game. Yeah. That is strong game. Congratulations for making the list, Robert Easter Jr. And I'll say it again, Bucks Rack City. Bucks Rack City. Moving forward, Fedor, the Emperor Emelianenko, the man you don't want to see in an alley holding a sock full of billiard balls, is still very interested in beating the fuck out of Roy Jones. I don't know what Roy did to him or his cock did to Fedor. In real life, I would be terrified to know that an actual Russian gangster who has actually killed people. What, you say? You didn't know that? Check the neck for the tattoos. That's kind of the dead giveaway. They mark them like, well, who's fucking buzzing?
Sounds like a good movie, though. Imagine if Roy Jones's real rooster defeated one of the Russian mob's
oh my God,
roosters.
And Fedor wants him dead. Shout out to Showtime. They just gave you your next movie of the week.
That's right.
Yes.
My cock killed your cock. Yeah, it's got to be something good.
It's like No Country for Old Men, where he's just like hunting him down the whole movie. The whole movie.
No Country for Old Cock, right? And it's going to spawn the trilogy, right? He's a drifter. Roy used to rain cocks until one day that cock killed Fedor's cock. And then he had to fight Fedor in the dirty streets of Kiev.
No.
Roy Jones is back, living in Nevada with Mike Tyson.
That movie you just named, one of the most fucking cruelest scenes on when he goes and kills the dude's wife. She's like, you don't have to do this. He's like, nah, I promised your husband I would. He's dead. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what
it's
the
like,
fuck?
it's already written in blood, sorry.
Hard not to call this show No Country for Old Cock. But, boy, I like that title too, right up there with Bucks Rack City. Fedor Emelianenko is still very close and interested in fighting Roy Jones. I don't even care what the quotes are here. Like, I'm not even sure that this is like a fair fight. Like, I don't think Roy in a boxing match should be in the ring with Fedor, period. Like, I think Fedor is going to get hands on him, period, based on what I saw. And Fedor apparently can still throw and hurt people dramatically based on his last outing against somebody half his age. I turn now to our resident MMA expert and trader of all things boxing, Miguel Antonio Barragan, who hearts MMA more than he hearts boxing. He does. He told me secretly. He's been blowing MMA for a long time on the side, on the DL, and it's definitely in his DMs. Miguel, I think Fedor can put hands on Roy. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I absolutely think he can. I mean, like, you know, if you watch Fedor throw punches, one of the things that we say often is the last thing that a fighter loses is power, especially heavyweights. And we know that, you know, Roy Jones is known more for his skill and his speed and his reflexes that aren't exactly what they were, you know, years ago. So, I mean, you know, we saw what happened with Tyson, right? Understandably, he was trying to stay away from Tyson. Not to say that Fedor is a heavier puncher than Tyson per se, but he throws. He fucking like windmills his punches. It doesn't matter where they land, they will hurt you. And I mean, at this point, Roy Jones is just so shot that any hit on his, you know, temple or forehead, he probably will go down anyway. It doesn't even have to be clean on the chin. He could just, you know, get hit anywhere and he'll go down. So it's not. I mean, it's going to be an exhibition, of course. So they're probably not going to go, you know, full blast, which is totally understandable. I certainly hope that is the case, but I mean, yeah, these guys, and there's not to say that Roy Jones doesn't have a chance. Of course he does, right? I mean, he still has some sort of speed, you know, and maybe the reflexes aren't what they used to be, obviously, but the fact that it's an exhibition, like, all right, I'll watch.
It's just an exhibition.
If it's just like a actual scrap, like, no, it's a bad idea.
This is supposed to be an exhibition, Andrew. Let's see how the man who's been sleeping with boxing for the past couple of decades feels about his mistress, MMA. Andrew.
It's a bad idea.
Are you afraid of Fedor?
No, I'm afraid that Fedor isn't going to approach the fight the same way Mike Tyson did.
Right. It's an excuse to kill Roy Jones.
Yeah. He's going to go in there to prove a point because he's wanted to prove it against Roy. All of them want to prove it against an elite boxer. And so I don't think he's going to handle this the way Mike did. If anyone remembers the Tyson-Roy Jones pay-per-view, Mike literally kind of admitted that it was a fixed fight after the fight when he was like, hey, Roy, you take a great shot, Roy. Don't let anyone tell you can't take a great shot. Like, they were clearly talking about, hey, don't punch me to the fucking head because the doctor said I can't take too many more of these. So unless him and Fedor are sitting down at a table and talking medical conditions and you know, in the second round, nobody lands a headshot. In the third round, I'll take one headshot. If they ain't doing something like that, I don't even want to see these things anymore.
Are you saying we could get a real life Rocky IV here?
It's
supposed to be an exhibition.
And it's a Russian, and it's going to be a black.
Fedor would do it so perfectly if he dies.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Stoic.
And by the way, Fedor would probably actually mean it.
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, you should be frightened by Fedor. He should be the creature. He is the, what is it from John Wick? The Baba Yuska or Baba Yaba or whatever they call John Wick in all those movies. That's the real monster in your dreams, kids. It's Fedor Emelianenko. Hey, Bob Arum's back, and he's here to talk about the douche and mayor.
Time out.
Yo.
Time.
Yeah.
We have to. One more time, Lee. Did anyone catch, I wanted to say this while you were talking about it. Eddie Hearn, when they asked Bob Arum about, I think it was the last fight Top Rank just did. They asked him about the decision of Anthony Joshua and what he thinks Eddie Hearn is going to do. And Bob Arum, classic Arum right now, fuck Eddie Hearn.
Fuck Eddie Hearn.
Dude, like, he is dropping F-bombs and fuck
I'm going to have to create a soundboard.
He's cashing
I realize
out.
At this point I'm going to have to go isolate crazy Bob Arum quotes and just turn it into a soundboard and no longer do Top Rank Bob and just have a soundboard that I push. Fuck him, right? I'll have all the real. Dana White's an asshole, right?
Yeah.
He said it about.
It's like, shut up, you little prick.
Shut up, you little prick. Well, let's talk about Top Rank Bob. He's back in the studio to talk about Michaela Mayer, you know, the hot one. I like to call her Sugar Tits. Against Hamadouche. She's definitely got a vagina Badouche. Bob had this to say. You gotta understand Eddie Hearn. You can't listen to him. He's a fucking asshole. Eddie just goes from mouth and says whatever comes to his mind. Whatever is gonna benefit him. He's entitled to his opinion. I mean, he's wrong. He's a complete asshole. People call him Tommy Hearns behind his back. It's funny. We laugh about it at dinner. The rounds were close. The fight, maybe, I don't know. Partially, I had Michaela winning 9 out of 10. She could have won 10 out of 10. It wasn't that close, for God's sakes. Mama Douche's vagina was bleeding. Sugar Tits was killing it on the cards. I don't know what that fucker's talking about 6-4. He's talking about Eddie Hearn saying he had the fight scored 6-4, and that's really what spurred Top Rank Bob into his tirade. We talked about the fight. Was it... Does anybody hold credence to a 6-4? Is it really that close? I didn't think it was. I start with you, Miguel. Was it closer than the scorecards had it? 10-0? Who's got a vibrator going in the background? Which one of you has a vibrator?
But neither of us.
It's not me.
Yeah, not me either. I mean,
right. I'll let it go. I've got.
But it didn't. I thought it was you actually at first.
No, somebody has a vibrator on their desk attached to their phone or microphone. I swear to
I'm
God.
holding my tablet.
No, it is Andrew. It's his goddamn tablet.
Oh, whatever.
What a shocker.
Yeah, what a shocker. It's me. Go ahead.
What a shocker.
Go ahead,
As he's breaking up, as it's making more noise.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Gotta buy you
Miguel.
a goddamn computer. Miguel.
Your connection.
Yes, we both have the same bad connection 500 miles apart from each other.
You suck. It's your freaking house, Lee. It sucks.
Miguel, was it close? Please tell me this fight wasn't close, because I didn't think this fight was close. And definitely, Michaela Mayer is definitely sugar tits.
On the fight, no, absolutely it wasn't close. I mean, the fights, each round was, they were pretty competitive. I'm not going to say they weren't, of course. Hamadouche was doing whatever she could to land shots, and she did plenty of it, but at the end of the round, there wasn't really much doubt that the Mayer won, the round, whenever the rounds were the but like after 6 or 7 rounds, you're like, holy shit. Mayer is like, told you like do it this one. So, no, it did not feel close at all. Yes, it did feel like each individual round competitive, but it didn't seem like how much.
Wow, Andrew. Wow. It's shocking how out of control that sound is.
What sound? Bro, I don't have a fucking sound in my bedroom, Lee. My bedroom
It's not
is
you. It's the
completely
connection
quiet.
or something. Now it stopped.
Oh,
Now it stopped. It stopped. Whatever you're doing right now, don't move.
It was me. It was me because I just muted myself for a second and it stopped.
You asshole. And I yelled at Andrew, you're fired.
All right. While y'all talk, I'll mute. Go ahead.
You're an asshole. And just for the record, you'd sleep with both of them, right? Miguel?
As I would unmute myself, yes, Mayer first.
Okay. Andrew, Michaela Mayer first, and then Madouche, are you doing the sandwich with both of them?
No, you have to go Madouche first because Mayer, it's not going to be a problem to top that off. Madouche is going to, you got to walk in there with some self-confidence. Like
that one's going to work its way back down the food chain, and I'm just happy about that one all by itself. That
we'll test it. We're going to test it. She might already heard. My girl got fucking radar ears, bro.
I think you're in more trouble for not doing your daughter's presentation for this year, and last week was the final competition. But, hey, I could be completely wrong about what gets you in trouble these days.
We'll test the fight.
Did you score this fight close, Andrew? Did you score close?
No, listen. You know what? 4 rounds, maybe 3. I'm going to say maybe 3, so that's not that bad. 6-4, 7-3, whatever. This fight is a great fight.
I don't like tips getting hit.
Hamadouche deserves the rematch. They deserve to do it again, and that's all that should be said. I don't really care about the scorecards when the right person won. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's irrelevant. When you have the right winner, I don't care what you thought the scorecard should be. If you want to run it back and everyone thinks it's a great fight, well, let's just run it back.
Andrew, to touch on that, actually, that was my sentiment for a long time. Like, as long as, the right guy or the right woman won, I was totally fine with that. The only issue that I have with that is that if that judge, and most likely they will, scores the next fight and has that same shitty judging and then gets it wrong on that next fight, then it's like, all right, the point is trying to nip it in the bud, basically what I think. So when I see these things, normally I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, if the right person won, it's not too bad. But when I see these kind of fucking scores, I'm just like, we can't just be like, all right, throw it under, under the, sweep it under the rug and call it a day. Like, all right, cool, the right person won, so it doesn't really matter. Like, no, the judging needs to be addressed because that person is probably going to fuck up someone else's fight down the line.
I understand that. That needs to be done behind closed doors with promoters. I do not like crucifying our judges, our referees, our even in other sports. I know I've already talked about this, but they should not have to answer to fans.
Open scoring.
Okay? These guys, they're in tough situations. They're watching it at real time, and you would like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Look, if they're going to be corrupt, just do it in open scoring. That's all I'm saying. I want open scoring.
Listen, the open scoring, you know what the issue is. You're going to have fighters that are defensively, and as soon as they see in round 7 they're going to win the score. Now we're running for the last, 4.
Okay,
well,
but it also
do
means that other side knows that they are definitely losing, and they better do something about it.
And also, it lets them know beforehand, before they even get to the 7th and they realize that it's a lost cause. Like when it's in the 3rd or 4th and they're like, oh shit, this fight is getting away, then, well, it's still time. That's when they make the adjustments because of the open scoring. They don't allow it to get to that 7th.
Oscar De La Hoya coasting. This would stop the Oscar De La Hoya coast.
Right, exactly.
I think it only makes it worse, and making a fighter go, press harder could backfire easily for him without just sticking to his game plan and trying to make what they brought into the ring work. Not, let's throw it all out the window. It's round 7. You're going to lose. Fucking go for it.
Go for it.
That's not a good game plan either.
I don't know, but it would make boxing a whole hell of a lot more entertaining, and we can watch in real time when boxing judges cheat.
I hate how much boxing is criticized for their judging. Every day, baseball, basketball, football, all of these sports are doing the same thing. You hear these guys, they don't know what a strike is in the playoffs for the World Series. In the football, we don't even know what a fucking catch is anymore. The other day, I seen a dude put the ball up to his chest with the back of his wrist, the back of his wrist, not a hand. I said, and then when he hit the ground knee, ball came out. The ball came out. I said, that's not a catch. Not only did not catch the hand, it fucking fell out. He didn't even keep control through the catch. They came back, swear to God, they came back to catch. What the fuck? They do that to us to fuck us in the playoffs. We know that. The NFL sets up plays. When they get those opportunities, let's get them. Go ahead and call it a catch. Rock, so fuck everyone up tomorrow. That's all we talk. See what the fuck happens, blah, blah, blah. They get away with shit all the time. In boxing, right now we're getting people, you lose your job. You need to come out and apologize. You need to... Come on, guys. Listen, man. The shit is played at a real fast pace. I'm not for putting these guys under a microscope. You gotta just let it play out how it is. So, no, that's why I'm not for open scoring, and I'm not, I like the old school way. Listen, I tell you these guys this all the time, man. There's a lot of times I don't agree with these fucking underdogs the way they're winning these technical matches anymore. I'm a big fan of you gotta take it from the fucking champ. I don't like to hear in a fight where the guy was a 17-1 underdog, that one punch might have won him the round.
There you go.
I like the bulls.
And then it goes back to normal, Miguel. I'm with you, Miguel. I agree. All right.
With me to what?
Is it that your what is it, the cord is loose or no?
I don't know.
Like
he could unplug it and plug it back in.
Maybe. Is it the 3.5 millimeter or is it?
Now
like
it's fine.
USB entry?
It's fine. Whatever it is right now. Don't move. Don't move.
Well, then it's your dumb microphone you send me. Send me another one. Stop buying me cheap shit.
Wow.
It's got to be your microphone.
Okay, it's fine right now. It's fine right now. Hey, let's move forward. Canelo Plant does 800,000 buys. Yeah, the internet king and pay-per-view king couldn't break 1 million. We were talking about this just a couple of days ago. So let's talk about it. It only does 800,000 buys, to which Andrew went, what the fuck, via text to all of us. So I'll start with you, Andrew. What the fuck? He couldn't do 1 million?
Listen, the only thing that makes this bad is when the main event was guaranteed 50 million for the fighters. When you do the math on this, you know, they're getting, what, 80-something million back? I believe it's what it came out to. But half of that's going to Showtime, right? Yeah. 40% of that or something's going to the network. You got freaking taxes involved. You got lawyer fees, fucking trainer fees involved. Like, there's a lot of money coming out of this 800,000 pay-per-view buys. It kind of only leaves the live gate, in my opinion, for them to actually say they made a killing. And I we'll see what that comes back at.
Miguel?
I wonder if there was anything in there in regards to Showtime subscriptions, like, because they this weekend, right? There was
they reshowed it. So whatever your watch rate is this week plus the 800 would be.
I think, right? I mean, I don't know if that's how they would work it, or if there's some sort of deal where, like, however many people would subscribe.
Certainly the highlights seem to be doing better on YouTube than the actual fight at this moment, with over 1 million views for just the highlights. So, hey, shout out to Showtime's YouTube page. It's killing it. I don't know if that equates to any money for them, but I don't know.
I'm sure it equates to something. But it is kind of concerning that it didn't break that million. I mean, we're not talking about the biggest
Caleb
cash cow.
Sweethand Plant isn't a fucking needle draw? I'm so shocked.
And who knows? I mean, we know, Caleb Plant is a pretty, docile personality, right? He doesn't exactly go crazy. And he did kind of during this, like, fight camp, right? We did see a little bit more out of him. And who the fuck knows how much fewer pay-per-view buys it would have done had he not, ran his mouth.
The interesting fact of this is there was more drama between Canelo and Garcia than there was between Plant and Canelo, even though Plant said some heinous shit. And I felt there was more drama within his own camp than there was in the actual fight. I could be wrong, but oh well. Moving forward, we don't have to see that horse shit again. I'm sure his next fight will make up for it. It'll be somebody great.
Dorell.
Yeah.
It's going to be Dorell.
Woof, woof. Old Yeller coming to the ring. Old Yeller. Gennady Golovkin is going to fight, what is it, Ryota Murata? Ryota Murata, who is just a ton of fun to watch. Again, much like Miguel's view on Japanese fighters, this is one of those guys that likes to get beat up a lot because if you've seen one Asian box, you've seen them all box. And Ryota is no exception. Big drama from Kazakhstan. Go Santa Monica, USA #1.
You ain't lying, Miguel.
He's never going to live it down. All right, so is anybody excited about this fight other than Ryota Murata taking an immense ass beating in this fight? So they're going to fight in Satima. So I start with you this time, Andrew. You excited about Ryota?
Yeah, listen, it's a barn burner. It's a fight that's going to deliver. Both guys take a lot of punches. Triple G more now because of age, but he is going to get hit in this one. The guy has 13 knockouts out of 16 wins, it looks like, and we all know Triple G's power, so it will be a decent fight. One that I don't know why Triple G's taking at this point in his career, but we'll see how it goes.
Miguel Antonio Barragan.
I think I want to say, doesn't Murata have a belt, right? I think this
this is a belt fight. This is like an IBF fight. They're fighting.
Well, I'm not sure who's got the belt, but I mean, I think this is what's in it for Golovkin, and I mean, I don't know why he's willing to go to where this fight's going to take place in Japan. So I don't know why. I don't know why he's willing to go there. He talking about Murata in my past life when I was with another media outlet, and we got into fights
in Limbo.
I went to one of these fights with Rob Brandt in particular and Murata, and it was a fucking barn burn. It was here at the park at MGM.
Yeah, we were there. We were there together. In fact,
it was a great
both
fucking
at that
scrap.
fight. We were backstage watching it forward, which is the most bizarre view of a fight ever.
It was really weird. It was weird as shit sitting on that stage.
We were on stage, and they were
media.
out in the audience. I never saw anything like that.
Mighty strange. But the fight was badass, right? And Rob Brandt came away with the victory, right? It was a very razor thin decision. And then they go over to Japan in the rematch, and he fucking obliterates Brandt. Like Murata just whoops his ass, and it's like, okay, it's probably a bad idea going over to his hometown. But he was gonna get his ass handed to him anyway because this fight was close anyway. But I'm not sure why Golovkin is willing to kind of give Murata these many advantages. Going to fucking Japan. It's gonna be. Yeah.
That's all it can be. It's just about paying to get Golovkin on the card, and they've got the money for it.
Yeah. But I mean, yes, it will be an entertaining fight. I'm sure it's going to be like on early morning over here or some shit, which I'm totally fine with. I can watch it while I work. But I mean, it is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be very entertaining. I want to say it's even going to be a unification bout. So I'm down for it. I would like to see it, but it just seems a little strange that Golovkin is willing to just go over there and to his home country of Murata and try to face him over there.
I kept track. He said barn burner 3 times for those of you keeping track of repeat words. Barn burner appeared 3 times in that last paragraph. Andrew?
Isn't Golovkin already the champion of the middleweight division? And Unify is great and all, but like there's bigger names. Charlo, Munguía. Hell, why couldn't he get some extra dollars to finally give Boo Boo his shot? He has a belt. He's undefeated.
The Drade.
It just seems...
And he's with the Zone, too. He's also with the
Gang,
Zone.
gang.
Yeah.
Gang, gang.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm dead serious. Chris Eubank Jr., that's a middleweight. Seems like he's bigger than Murata. You know what I mean? Like, I just think Triple G's kind of... He's wasting his shot here. He only has so many more times.
I don't know. If you're making $10 or $20 million a fight, how much of a shot are you wasting?
Is that what he's making with this
he's got
one?
Some unreal contract with the Zone.
With the Zone, yeah.
But,
the Zone is gonna
but wait a minute now. We all know that this is fight to fight, though. Canelo even had to take a pay cut on one of his. I'm more than sure that Triple G is not a guaranteed purse if Canelo isn't a guaranteed purse. All I'm really saying, this match does nothing for him. No one's going to talk about this on Monday. He's not going to get a pay raise because he beat Murata. So why wouldn't you go after like a Charlo, do a PBC pay-per-view, try to get more money on the pay-per-view side, and that fight might actually sell? Or you go to Golden Boy, try to do a pay-per-view or a DAZN, whatever they want to do with the Jaime Munguía kid we're going to talk about here shortly. It just seems like there's bigger fights for a man who looked like he was aging in his last 2 fights, right? It seems like since Derevyanchenko, however the fuck you say that name, it seems like we've been having excuses for his decline since then. This is a real scary match because of the man's powers, 13 knockouts.
There you go. Moving forward, Bob Arum is back in the news with more of his amazing comments, and this is why I love Top Rank Bob. This article is the epitome of Top Rank Bob today. Bob Arum envisions as low as 500,000 buys and as high as 1.5. This is like value pricing your house. I think it's going to sell for $1 or $1 billion. So what did Top Rank Bob have to say? Joining us in the studio exclusively, Top Rank Bob. The other platforms don't particularly do well on pay-per-view. We thought, and I'm sure it's going to work, going on ESPN exclusively, we will do the UFC kind of pay-per-view numbers. What? That didn't even make sense, Bob. Shut up! It can be as low as 500, and it can be as high as $1.5 million. But, Bob, that doesn't really make sense because it's free and it's, it's a... Shut up! That's our goal. I really believe these fighters, Porter and, Terrence, are in for a big surprise when they see the pay-per-view results. He's so cute. He's like your crazy old grandpa. So does anybody want to place a bet? I'll set the line. 500,001 is the line, plus or minus. I start with you, Andrew. Is it greater than or less than 500,000? Oh, make it 500. We'll make it $500,000.5 point, right? So, are you taking the overs or the unders on pay-per-views for next weekend?
I'm going to take the over 500. If Terrence Crawford...
It's going to be close. close.
If Terrence Crawford can't do that number, then he probably doesn't deserve to be considered one of the elite star power champions right now that boxing has. Sean Porter is a well-known fighter in the boxing world. Every diehard fan has wanted to see Terrence Crawford get his shot at these PBC guys.
You mean all 5 of the Terrence Crawford fans? Yeah, I'm sure they're lining up.
Lee, I'm talking about the boxing world, though. The boxing world knows
this is not a casual fight. It's not.
No, but there's a million buys in the boxing world. There definitely is a million buys there. They need to tap into that. They haven't
built him like Oscar. They haven't built him like anybody. I mean, Bob barely pushes this dude.
Listen, if Texas is involved, right? Texas is where 2 of the big fighters come, Ortiz and Spence coming from Texas. If they're interested in Terrence Crawford's future against their guys, they might tune in. That's big viewership for boxing when you get Texas buying into the fights. So he needs to strike something like that. Manny Pacquiao for a long time used to drive the sport, right? Almost everyone around Manny who was going to fight Manny got a bigger paycheck because everyone wanted to watch just to see, can this guy fight Manny Pacquiao? That's what Bob Arum and ESPN is hoping everyone's doing with Terrence Crawford next Saturday night. Can he even fight Spence, Garcia, all the PBC guys if he beats Porter? So I'm hoping they tune in.
Exclusive right now. I'm reporting it right now. Go to BoxingTonightio on the night of the fight. There will be a link right here on the main page, right above our logo. And you can watch me, Miguel, and Killian live while we eat food and watch the fight. That's right. A watch along of us watching along of us eating while we watch the fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I think it'll be great. I'm going to order steaks, Andrew. You should come to Vegas.
Yeah, no,
I'm buying.
You think that there's no viewership there?
Oh, no, I actually suspect that our commentary is going to be like the Mannings, especially with Killian, that will interject random Boston white facts. I'm very excited.
The bar kind of high there, but okay.
Well, I'm going to have him talk specifically about white fighters only that night. I'm going to give him a list of white fighters. And he's just going to talk about Irish Mickey Ward for an hour. Sorry, that was funny to me. Miguel, do you take the overs or the unders at 500,000.5? I like the unders personally.
Well, I don't see this doing more than the Canelo pay-per-view. I just don't. Like, as much as, we're talking about Canelo, right? I guess I'm sure the opponent matters as well, of course, right? But that got to 100K pay-per-view buys. I truthfully don't see Porter and Crawford doing more than that.
All right, then I'm adjusting the line. You just sold me. The new line, 750,000.5. Overs or unders, Miguel?
Shit.
Now I got the right number. See, I made him stumped.
See, that's.
And everybody, please add your comments down below if you're watching video or you're listening to the audio. Go ahead and place your bets. The betting line by Lee Honish, the greatest betting mind in boxing alive today. I'll say it. I haven't been wrong in a long time. 750,000 buys and a half. Overs and unders. Miguel.
Is there such thing as an even? Because I think it'll be right on the money there.
No, that's why there's a half point. I gave you the half point. It's 750,000
It's a good number.
and a half.
It is a good number. Then I'll go under. Fuck it.
Andrew, do you change your bet at 750?
No, I'm hoping that it does. I told you that there's a million buys in even just the diehards.
I like that about you, Andrew. I like that you believe that, and I'm still saying it's under 500,000. It'll be like 500,001 or something stupid. Oof. And Bob will then give his famous, "It was a single. Terrence Crawford is a perennial single, and we like that. We like making $5,000 instead of $50 million. It's the same. The dollar's the same. It's good for me and the economy. And it keeps Terrence Crawford from being a criminal like Adrian Broner."
It doesn't help when you don't really stack the undercard. When you let people know what the undercard is.
Well, that's what he's talking about doing, right? Streaming it on Plus and then on ESPN with the undercard. But nobody gives two fucks about an undercard.
That's exactly. Stream it wherever the hell you want to stream it. If it's going to put guys that no one wants to see, what's the matter?
This is just a shit show. Oh, well. Moving forward. I know you guys have been waiting for this your entire life. Leonard Ellaby finally makes his way back onto Fight Net Radio. Leonard Ellaby, you know, the guy who got fired in a wing stop on Devin Haney's willingness to replace Raleigh on such notice. Fuck Eddie Hearn. That's all I wanted to say because we never talk about Leonard Ellerby, and it's always fun to go, dude, you got fired at a wing stop. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's about as low as it gets. Moving forward. Eddie Hearn predicts the Parker Chisora match coming up will end in a knockout. We haven't talked about this fight much, mainly because nobody really gives a shit about this fight. But I might as well ask once around the room. Miguel, do you care about Chisora Parker, and or will it end in a knockout and or a death if we're lucky?
I do think it's going to end in a knockout. It's going to be Chisora who's going to get his ass handed to him. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I expect Parker to knock Chisora out for sure. No death, hopefully, but definitely a knockout.
Disappointment. Andrew, you like the heavyweights.
Definitely going to end in a knockout. So, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it, though. Chisora has 11 defeats now, so he's getting to that point where it really doesn't matter.
Fair enough. My favorite story of the week, Joey Jojo Diaz to Devin Haney. Bro, I'm going to break your ass down, eat your ass alive, be ready.
No.
Oh, my God.
Is this tossing his salad or fighting him in the ring? Let's see the quotes, shall we? When I'm saying out dog, wow, all right, it's even more fucked up saying it correctly. When I say out dog, it's more than just going in there, being a tough fighter and banging it out, Diaz vowed while discussing his fight coming up on December 4th. I'm just not going to go throw punches just to throw punches. Bro, I'm going to break your ass down. I'm going to eat your ass alive. Just be ready. Is this a porn or is this a boxing match on December 4th? I start with you, Miguel. I didn't care about the fight before, but the fact that apparently they're tossing salads at the MGM Grand Garden, you know, it's the first time it's happened live in a boxing ring. So, you know, live sex in Vegas in an arena setting, I'm all in. Probably get approved for media credentials for this bad boy. What's your take?
Well, I mean, prior to these quotes, I was still excited for the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm expecting, you know, fucking Diaz or Haney to say I'm going to blow his back out or something afterwards, just to fucking, you know, add to the raunchiness of their comments.
The sexual innuendos of
Yes,
the fight.
exactly.
I'm going to lick his balls clean when I knock him out.
Blow his black
what did
out.
You say?
He's gonna be walking funny the next day. One of those kind of things. But nonetheless, I'm excited for the fight because this is the kind of fight that we all want to see. Haney in particular. We've seen JoJo in some tough fights, and you know, with Haney's most recent victory over Linares, you know, we see that he has, you know, the potential to be the next superstar, I guess, at 135, and he's got himself a title. You know, he prior to the fight with Linares, I didn't really feel like Haney deserved that WBC title. Afterwards, you know, the way he handled himself, I think he is deserving of it. But at this point, this is the kind of fight we want to see. Not an older fighter on the downside of his career, but still a young fighter, still in their prime, and willing, equally as hungry. Yeah.
So here's my question: the Devin Haney Eddie Hearn project that's now in its 5th year. I don't even know what year we're in at this point. Has he done, Miguel? Has he? I don't get it. I don't.
No,
he's fine.
No, what you're trying to ask, no, he is not there. He's not there. He should have been there, I think, already, but he's getting there. He's on his way there. He's just not there.
15 minutes, which means we need to get to everything. Shit. So he's out by 6:30. Quickly, Andrew, are you excited about the fight?
Yes, for the 3rd week straight. I'm excited about Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to this past weekend before we lose Andrew in 15 minutes, which means he's got a hard out at 6:30. So let's get this done. First off, we had an upset alert. A guy you've never heard of, Kid Galahad. Well, if you're Tommy Hearns, you've heard of him because you've been banking on him for the better part of a year, fighting in Scotland and Ireland and wherever else. He got fucked up by Kiko Martinez. And the only one on this team that I guarantee watched it would be Miguel. So, Miguel, taking a wild chance that you're the only one who watched this on DAZN, did he get fucked up?
He did. The round prior to this, he was getting fucked up, and this happened like in the opening seconds of, I forgot what round it was, but man, overhand right that dropped him. Holy shit, dude! As soon as he landed, the referee was like, "Fucking out of here," because Galahad was already hurt in the previous
What's
round.
his real name?
And,
What's Kid Galahad's real name? That's all I care about at this point.
No idea.
Dickhead.
But
Dickhead.
Kiko Martinez, yeah. Dickhead Galahad.
Richard Dickhead. Wow.
He and Kiko Martinez is actually from Spain. So yeah, we have two Spanish fighters with I already forgot his name, the dude who beat Mikey Garcia a couple of weeks ago, and then Kiko Martinez. So it's been quite a I don't know, what's the word, celebratory last few weeks with Spanish fighters here in boxing.
Andrew, I know you're a big Kid Galahad fan. What did you think of his loss?
He fought Kiko Martinez, who's a veteran. He has 10 defeats. He's been knocked out 4 times. He's been beaten about every known fighter he's ever faced. So this is a big setback for Kid Galahad, or whatever the fuck his name is.
He's the guy with Lancelot and Galahad.
The fact that he already has a defeat on his resume to Josh Warrington, and if you look at the rest of his resume, there's really no other known names on it, really speaks bad for his future in this sport. So, yeah, it's not a good look right now. You cannot lose to a man who has simply lost to every known fighter he's ever faced.
And
not a good
his
look.
real name is Abdul Bari Awad. That's right.
Now you know why they
terrorist.
changed it.
Terrorist. The password is terrorist. Moving forward, let's get to this weekend's action before we lose Andrew. Let's start off with Benavidez in the super shitty fight card that was on Showtime. That started off with a replay of Caleb Plant versus Canelo, where, guess what? The outcome was exactly the same. Canelo won. All you people of Tennessee hope. Here's how stupid the people of Nashville are. You probably thought there'd be a different outcome this week, didn't you? Bet you did. Bet you did, white people. God bless you.
And you know what? You know what, though, Lee? I got to give Showtime a lot more credit. They're way more honest on their telecast than that stupid-ass PBC.
I agree. I listened to both of them, but still amusingly, I want to believe that there are people in Nashville who really thought, oh, he'll win this week in the rematch. Boy, this fight looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Why does it look the same? I don't know, Pa. Pa, why is Ma Pa instead of Ma being Ma? Isn't she my sister?
He's so stupid.
Shut up, Skeeter. Shout out to my family. David Benavidez chops down and stops a brave... This is such bullshit. A brave Kyron Davis. First of all, Kyron Davis, who you will never hear from again, is a worthless punching bag.
That's fucked up.
Right? That you are never going to hear about in boxing again. This is literally being called up from the practice squad to play one down in one game on a Thursday night at Soldier Field in a rainstorm. You came in, you played your one play, and guess what? You're out of the league. Congratulations. So that's Kyron Davis.
Hey, did you see the other Sunday night in that third string linebacker when he came in, made a sack, and then he bumped the referee, got a taunting call on the ref?
I saw it.
That's Kyron Davis's career right there in a nutshell.
All right, so this is normally where I'd play my conspiracy theory music before we talk about this because we didn't learn shit from this fight with Benavidez. But here's my conspiracy theory. He had to look like shit to get at least a shot at Canelo, and he looked ordinary against, let's just say for the sake of discussion, Kyron Davis did not have a magical evening where he showed up for one magical fight to give 7 rounds of the fight of his life. He looked like shit. Benavidez was pot-shotting. It was stupid. It was bullshit. I hated it. I felt stupid for watching it. The fact that it occupied one of my screens was a waste of one of my screens while I was watching the UFC and watching another fight while watching YouTube videos. It ranked 4th in my watching on multiple screens that night. So I'll start with you, Andrew. Was this part of the conspiracy to make him look good to get a fight with Canelo, or does he just suck dick?
Listen, he got a knockout. It's like 5 or 6 knockouts in a row, so that's working for him. The problem with Benavidez, in my opinion, is the same problem that yes, it's the opposition that Al Heyman is putting in front of these guys to get them these shots at these elite fighters. I don't think Benavidez has done anything that would suggest that he's going to beat Saul Alvarez if they were to see each other in their next fight. So he looked very ordinary. The power's good, you guys. The speed's decent. He was throwing a lot of combinations, trying to use hand speed, but as I've said with the Saunders matchup and with the Plant matchup, does the speed look faster because of the fucking C-level opponent they have in front of them? And then when he goes up against Saul Alvarez, who we know is naturally fast, they're not going to look fast at all. This is the same story that I see happening here. Look, David Benavidez is kind of hotter as the fans want to see the fight. But for me, this is Saul Alvarez an easy win all over again if they were to see each other in their next bouts.
I agree. Miguel, did you learn anything from Mr. Benavidez?
Well, I mean, your conspiracy theory is definitely plausible because it does. At the very if you look at David Benavidez and you take a look at what merits, what has he done to earn a shot at Canelo, that career high payday? At the very least, Caleb Plant had a championship belt. So that's something, and some sort of leverage or something that will entice a fight with, or that would be enticing for Canelo to want to fight Caleb. Having that IBF title. Benavidez at one point had the WBC title and lost it twice, once on the scale, once due to being tested positive for a banned substance. So he isn't doing himself any favors there. He doesn't bring anything else to the table. Yes, there is a potential of a better fight. Him showing or putting on a better fight than Caleb did. Even in getting knocked the fuck out, which most likely will happen. I don't see him beating Canelo, but he'll definitely put on a more entertaining fight, which is really the only thing that I would say he brings to the table. So there's not anything else that he brings to the table. So yeah, try to make himself look semi-shitty so he looks beatable, and then Canelo will at the very least be like, all right, well, this is the guy they're asking me to fight. I can whoop his ass because he look like shit. That makes sense, because really nothing else.
Here's a headline. I'm going to tell the future right now. Saul Alvarez chops down a brave David Benavidez. How about that, you guys?
Well, that leads to our next story, right? Benavidez is already doing the Jermell Charlo doesn't want any of this shit because he's a pussy. Okay. And I'm not even sure which Charlo he's talking about because I'm pretty sure the Charlos are twins this time, right?
The 160.
I got it right this time.
One.
They're twins, right? I got it right this time.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't these two just fucking fight and get it over with and see which one is, I guess, less shitty than the other, and then go get fucked up by, Canelo. I mean, everybody wants a piece of the Canelo.
Because they're both PBC
I guess my
guys,
real
and
question
they both
is,
want the shot.
I would say that the betting line is exactly the same for Charlo or Benavidez, and I set the overs and unders at 5 rounds. Miguel.
Oh, go ahead, Miguel. Go ahead.
Do you think the overs and unders at 5, Canelo can knock either one, if not both, on the same night in less than 5 rounds?
Both Charlos?
Oh, well, and throw in a Benavidez. I mean, make it a 4-corner. Fatal 4-way.
Benavidez will last. He'll last into the 7th, 8th. He'll go up past the 5th. The Charlos, no.
He'll take a good beating.
Yeah, he'll take a good one. I mean, look at he's a big specimen of a fucking guy. He's big, he's tall, he can take some punches. So it'll take a little bit longer to chop him down.
Andrew?
Listen, the Charlos, to me, they're phony, man. Both brothers are phony.
I think everybody in this division is phony at this point.
Hey, no. Listen to me. These guys have been punked twice in the back room of fights, the backstage, however you want to say it, off. When they're not in the spotlight and you think they should be real, right? When a fighter walks up to them and they should be fucking real, these guys show that they're not real at all. They cowered out every time. One of them got slapped the other night and didn't do a fucking thing about it. You guys haven't even seen him respond on social media about being slapped. That's how bad they are. And to be honest with you, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Charlo, Jermell, fuck up one of them. They were online doing a live chat with Prograis, Regis Prograis. Did you see this, Miguel?
Yeah, I saw the piece of it.
Yeah, did you see what Prograis goes, hey, look, the fans want you to fight Benavidez. He goes, oh, no, I don't read that. He cuts him off, Lee. No, I don't read that. He
He
goes,
is a
why don't
pussy.
you read that?
All right. Well,
Hey,
he's at
Hey,
least he's admitting to being
Lee,
a pussy.
wait a minute. Lee, wait. He goes, Progate goes, why don't you read that? He goes, nah, man, I'm already rich. What the fuck?
I'm already rich. Wait, hold on.
That's what I.
Charmal, Charlo.
Oh, they don't care,
Net
bro.
worth.
As long as they
I
have
don't care. I care about his net worth. They got to be about the same. They're twins. Oh, he's got $3 million, Andrew. He's rich.
Yeah, no, I know. I get that.
He'll be
have
delivering
no
milk in the Bay
desire-
Area in no time.
They have no desire to prove themselves in the ring. They prove that they're both rich brothers. They're richer than all their entourage. They get to throw money around in the club. They got a studio, a rap studio, and a boxing gym connected. One of them, I think, has a movie. One of them has a movie theater. Oh yeah, someone got killed in the studio. Someone was shot.
And it's like a real studio. We had somebody shot. You
Didn't-
know how much
didn't one
it
of the
costs to
credit
get
cards
somebody
decline in a
shot in your
restaurant or
recording
something?
studio?
And die.
Yeah, you got
to
to get cred. You got to have
restaurant
somebody
chain?
die in your recording studio.
That is true. That is true, Miguel. Yes. A
Right?
credit card was rejected the other day.
Yeah. And they made a scene at the restaurant. So they apparently they're not that rich. Their credit
Yeah.
cards are fucking
That
expensive.
is true.
Shit happens. All right, let's get to the final stories because we're going to lose Andrew here in about 5 minutes. Final story of the day, Jaime Munguía decisions Gabe Rosado in a 12-round firefight. All right, listen, I get that everybody wants... Yeah,
Wait, Lee.
yeah.
One more.
Did
Did you guys see the fan that seen one of the Charlos walking by and he goes, "Hey, will you fight?"
Yeah, and he
And
swung at
Charlo
his
slaps
camera.
the phone.
Swung at his camera.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no,
Slaps
true
it out
story.
of
I
his
didn't see
hand.
that one.
And he flashed
Yeah,
him a dirty look, a la Andrew Labouche style, like, listen, punk-ass kid, I'm going to fuck you up, and your iPhone, too.
Now, they're not real champs, man. Those guys just like hiding behind Al Heyman and
Oh, my
cashing
God,
$1
I
million
want to
check.
interview
And
him so bad.
I can't knock them, but I will no longer, mark my words tonight, I will no longer watch the Charlo brothers fight unless they're fighting Triple G, Saul Alvarez.
Oh, you'd watch me interview him, Andrew. I think you would. But
Done.
that begs the question of our longest-standing game show, which is, will he knock Lee out in a beer line, starring the Charlo brothers? All right, so let's just hypothetically say I can get this interview, Andrew, and I step on his foot while he's doing the interview, and he's drinking a beer, and he spills it, and he turns and he goes, "What's up with you?" And I go, "You're a punk-ass pussy." That's basically what everybody says. I mean, how do you respond to that? When he swings at me, can I take the punch, and or will he spill the beer? How do you bet it, Andrew?
As of right now, I have no confidence that either one would swing at you. They would say something like, "We rich, you ain't," and they would walk away. And that's that.
Miguel, does he take a swing? Does he?
He's-
If he does swing, does he knock me out? Does he spill a beer?
He smacks the phone out of your hand without spilling the beer.
Why you mad at, and then I, of course, respond, "Why you mad at my phone, bro?"
Yeah, that's as
I
far
go
as it
full
goes.
Oscar
No
De La
swinging.
Hoya. Listen, bro. What? Mario, get over here. That was funny. That was a callback joke. Jaime Munguía goes to war with Gabe Rosado. I didn't think it was much of a war. In fact, I agreed pretty much with the scorecards of, it was like 119 to 109. I don't know what everybody else was watching that believed that somehow Gabe Rosado was turning back the hands of time in some kind of bizarre epic clash at the pond. I had all kinds of Tejano music. This was literally the most Mexican LA fight ever put on by Oscar De La Hoya. The music in between rounds was Tejano. Like, Miguel, I was going to text you at one point, and I actually felt racist being a guy who's from East LA going, that's some Mexican shit going on at the pond, man. I mean, that's basically like War and, like, you know, Mana doing a concert almost. Like, it... Dude, did all the lowriders show up for this fight? Was there a car show in the parking lot? I mean, seriously, bro. Tell me that I wasn't losing my... Like, Oscar Mexican this joint up in the middle of white-ass Orange County. It was quite phenomenal. And I will say for the record, stupid fight. Gabe Rosado was never in this. He got his ass handed to him. He threw 4 punches at the end of the round that everybody jacked off over and went, "Oh, he's back! Never give up on his punch!" Well, the one thing I learned about Jaime Munguía, my final comments, I did not think that Eric Morales could pass on the trait of taking a pretty substantial beating. Apparently, that's a real fighting style that Eric Morales has now taught to Jaime Munguía, which is, just drop your hands, bro, and take a few punches. It'll look great. You'll still win the round, but everybody will respect you more as a fighter. That's what I learned on Saturday. I start with you, Andrew Labuche. What did you learn from the most Mexican fight ever put on? Outside of TJ.
Oh my God, I don't even know how to answer this, Lee.
All right, what'd you learn about Gabe Rosado and Jaime Munguía?
I wasn't that high on the fight. I expected it to be a barn burner, right? We expected that. Fireworks, both guys bring it. Now, what I didn't expect was for Munguía not to be able to take control of this fight and drop him and stop him. Like, Munguia's whole, what is it? His whole thing in boxing right now, he comes forward, he beats you down, he eventually will take you out. It really does seem, though, as his opposition is getting better, the power is starting to get less. And that's not going to help him when he gets in with the big guys. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. He's getting no better skill-wise. What the fuck is the holdup on getting him these big fights already? This kid is getting punch drunk after every fight.
He's fun to watch get beat up, though, Andrew. He is.
Huh?
I enjoy watching him get beat up. He's just like Eric Morales. He takes a beating.
Yeah, it's just but Morales is way better skill-wise. So Munguía, I'm kind of tired of it. He's like JoJo Diaz, man. This is a broken record. We got to get him better opposition and fuck it, see where he's at. Will his chin hold up? Who knows? You just got to make it happen because there's nothing else happening. But he is deteriorating as a fighter. If you keep putting him in these wars against nobodies.
I turn now to our resident Hispanic correspondent, and man, it was Mexican, dude. It was really Mexican. Tell me I'm wrong. It felt really Mexican.
Oh no, you're totally right.
He put the goddamn rosary on after the fight.
Oh yeah, dude. On the undercard, there was like
they were
Mexican
burning
dude right
candles
in
ringside.
In between rounds, got up and started dancing to the Mexican music.
The full audio is here. Oh
yeah.
Oh my God, they were burning Mother Teresa candles ringside during the fight. Oh,
they might as well be selling those like crosses made out of corn husks or whatever shit.
Oh, Dios.
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
It might as well got
so
there.
Great. I don't know how you pulled it off, Oscar. This is a work of art. Work of art in White Central, Orange County.
Right.
Nice move. What'd you think of Jaime Munguía?
Well, I mean, he can take a punch, right? We know this already. If nothing else was accomplished in this fight or after it, it's the fact that Munguía has now somewhat of a recognizable name on his record in Gabe Rosado. Yes, Gabe Rosado is not a star by any stretch, but this is essentially, I truthfully thought this is the kind of fight that he should have had years ago. But like at least 2 or 3 years ago before. But he's having it now. Okay, fine. He's kind of behind. Yes, he's the young cat, but he's taking a lot of fucking shots. He should have already been like there's something about this fight here. When I was watching this fight with Munguía and Rosado, Rosado doesn't have that great a defense, right? We know that, and it seemed as though Munguía was missing a lot anyway. Like his punches were fucking missing. Like what the hell? How are you missing this guy and he's not moving that much? So. The rounds, they felt competitive. When I looked at my scorecards, I had it 118-110 for Munguía, so he really, it was a unanimous decision. So at the very least, what Munguía accomplished was getting some sort of recognizable name on his record, more so than before. But this is done. This experiment is done. Like he needs to be against top-notch dudes next. Like this is it. That was he beat the living piss out of an established guy, a guy who's a journeyman. He wasn't able to take him out, although we did expect him to. I mean, for fucking sake, Rosado's face held up. He wasn't even.
He didn't bleed.
He
usually
swelled.
bleeds on the way to the ring. I was very impressed.
He swelled up, which we saw it. But it's like, what the shit is going on with Munguia's power that he's not at least cutting them open? I mean, damn it, what the fuck? Like,
the dude bleeds
it
all
seemed
the time.
a little.
He is the Bayonne bleeder. No doubt.
Granted, he did swell, but I mean, it wasn't anything bad. It's just like, what the shit? I could have sworn we were expecting Munguia to come in here and really, hurt Gabriel. And on a few occasions, he did kind of stun him, right? But Rosado, he's an experienced veteran. He was clinching and he did what he could to survive and shake the cobwebs off, and he did it. But if nothing else was accomplished by this, the only thing was he got, Munguia now has a recognizable name on his record that he handled. Basically, he should have taken him out. That's alarming. that he didn't.
There you go. That'll do it for this week. This weekend is Terrence Crawford taking on Sean Porter. On Wednesday, Kostya is taking on Naoya Inoue. Not really, but I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine is a dated joke as compared. Sadly, Tekashi 6ix9ine is more ancient than Kostya. How is that a thing? Oh, well, I digress. It is fight week. It is a big fight. That means definitely a betting show. And what I'm thinking is maybe Friday we can line it up when Andrew gets home and I can get Miguel over to... We'll do it live from Destiny Health and MMA, which is out by you, actually, Miguel. He's over in that corner.
All right.
So we'll just...
Ike, you mean? Is it Ike's gym?
Yeah, well, and it's a good pub for Destiny Health and MMA for, my trainer. Why not give a shout out since I'm going to do some boxing on Friday night? And
nice.
I'm getting ready. I want one of the Paul brothers in that bare knuckle pretend triad athlete fight thing. I don't know what that is, but you know what I learned after training with kids last week, and I only trained one day? Wow, I'm grossly out of shape for fighting. Yeah, and that was just from holding guard. That's not a good sign.
Oh, jeez.
My legs are tired. Like, I needed airbags. It was bad. But it is fight week. Fight Net Radio and Boxing Tonight will be in Las Vegas. We will do a watch-along on Saturday for the fight. I'll pub it now. Just go to BoxingTonightio. It'll be on our social media as well. Miguel, myself, and Killian will be eating steaks and doing my dinner with Andre while watching the main event, so you can listen to us talk about the fight while we watch the fight, while you watch the fight. And I'll bet you our commentary is way more entertaining by far. In fact, I guarantee our commentary of the three of us eating dinner, watching the fight, will be more entertaining than whatever the fuck they put on ESPN. 100%. I'm willing to risk. Bet it all. I'm betting it all. So we'll do a betting show on somewhere between Wednesday and Friday, and I will take all the gear with us, and we will stream us live, and you can watch us watch the fight. The fight will probably go off about 8:30. We will be seated at a fancy schmancy steak place. You'll join us as we order, and on live stream, we'll show off our cuts of meat. It's all being funded. We fund Andrew, but since he keeps producing children, he will never, ever leave the Bay Area for a fight ever again. Just understand it, people. It's all fair and game. Once around the horn, Andrew, anything you want to add this week?
I think we've already lost Andrew.
I think he left already.
Yes, talking about hanging up, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. He knew where to go. Buck's Rack Shop. I'm really torn on the title for this week. Still, I hate to go back to it.
Chipped Tooth at Buck's Rack Shop.
Chipped Tooth at Buck's Rack's house.
Oh, Rack's house.
Oh, yeah. Strong. I don't think anybody's going to get it, but boy, what a great title for this show.
Oh, they'll get it once they hear the show.
Yeah, they definitely. Oh my God, that's so great. I don't know. Eating ass is awfully good too. It's always a strong contender for the week, but I'll make the final decision on the mix down. Are you excited about this week with Crawford and Porter?
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of fight that we're expecting. I mean, it could be.
We're going to be disappointed, right? You're creating expectations.
I am. I mean, the naive fan in me is creating. The fanboy in me is creating these naive expectations. Probably not going to meet those expectations, and I'm going to be disappointed, as boxing and generally MMA does as well to me, because I get my hopes up like a little girl. But I am excited for it nonetheless. This is the kind of possibilities it opens up. The possibility of more, top rank and PBC cards, and potentially the fight that we all want to see, of course, Crawford and Spence, should it go down, and we'll see how Crawford does against Porter this weekend. But I mean, I can't help it. I'm like, I can't resist. I'm excited as shit. I'm really like,
it'll be fun. We'll go to dinner. It'll be a good night, and we'll put the streaming camera on, and people can watch us while we eat food and talk about the fight. And Killian's always fun. And by the way, hey, go to BoxingTonightio, and here's why. You can find a story like Umami Burgers teaming up with Rumble Boxing for a deal you can't miss out.
Oh, what in the hell?
Oh, my God. The more I stare at this news feed, the more I'm in love with it. Like, there is not one mainstream story in Halle Berry discussing MMA is just so fucking great. I don't even know what to say about it. But
she sued. She was sued by Katz and Gano for not paying her for some shit that Katz and Gano did on her movie or something.
Yeah, they did a movie called Bruised, and that's what it's all about. But apparently that makes Halle Berry, yes, Catwoman, an expert on MMA. So let's, of course, ask her opinion. We should. Why not? I mean, it's no crazier than asking Teddy Atlas, takedowns. It's all about takedowns. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, Teddy.
Bring him to the floor. You got to take him to the floor.
Bring him to the floor. He went to the floor. To what, Mop It? He just went to the floor.
Yeah.
I think that's more like Bob Arum than Bob Arum actually is. Go to BoxingTonightio. Join us on Saturday. Make sure you're signed up. You click, you subscribe. Smash the like and share buttons. We do appreciate all the new fans that we're getting. Check out the new site at BoxingTonightio. And the only aggregate news feed that has no mainstream boxing news in it whatsoever. We got to do a show based on what comes through our news feed. Like, these stories are unreal. Good night for home team. Like, these are just unbelievably shitty stories that appear everywhere but the boxing. It's just so great. It's great. Rising South Philly boxer Sonny Conto. I mean, who doesn't want to hear a whole hour about a fat dude holding gloves for... I'm just excited. Cancel anytime. I understand. I don't want to log in. I don't want to register my account. That's the problem with mainstream news sites. I mean, there's Devin Williams to fight NFL Frank Gore. I mean, come on. We got to talk about the undercard of that shitty Frank Mir card. And here you go. Deron Williams taking on Frank Gore. We could do a whole hour on, what is this, the Preston Holloway lifestyle blog. Does anybody even go to this thing? Wow, we get more traffic than they do. That's not healthy. How are we doing for our brand new website? We're doing just fine. We're ranked in the top 54,000, which remarkably is better than the Hearn, who is only ranked 97, and 500 sites linking in. Tells you how well I put this new site together. Go to BoxingTonightio and read about everything that's kind of boxing related. That's a sales pitch.
Right.
But you can click on any one of these buttons and find a way to listen to us. Follow Miguel and myself. That's at FightFiendMigs on both Instagram and the YouTubes. And I'm at Lee Honish on the Instagrams and YouTube. It's, of course, Perfect Blue Studios. Just click the link. It'll take you right over to our page. You can see the whole catalog there. Woo! Perfect Blue Studios kicking out content for everybody. Proud of that little bad boy that I created. That'll do it. What a show. There's nothing left to be said, Miguel. Is there anything that needs to be said? I feel like we need takeout music. Do we have takeout music? You won't hear it, but I will. Do I have takeout music? Do I have some Tejano music queued up?
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
Why not? I can't hear it, but
you can't. But
as long as everyone else can hear it.
Hey, everybody. Let's Tejano. It's even got the accordion.
Perfect. Perfect then.
We will see you guys this weekend from Las Vegas. Thanks for everybody listening.